Hello viewers, welcome back to class. This is a continuation class. We are still looking at the concept of simultaneous linear equation. And now in our previous video, we looked at simultaneous linear equation by substitution method. Now in this video, we are going to be looking at simultaneous linear equation with elimination method 1. Like I explained earlier, I said we have two methods of elimination and we are using elimination 1. Now for elimination 1, I simply call it what? Method by what? Subtraction. Yeah, this is when you subtract one equation from the other. This is method elimination method 1. Now guys, listen, if you are new in this YouTube channel, do consider subscribing to this YouTube channel and ensure that you turn on the post notification bell for more exciting videos, and ensure also that you like this video, share this video, and make your necessary comment. Now, don't forget, one of our policy here is that you must not skip any part of this video so that you'll be able to take full advantage of the mysteries that will be unveiling while we teach this topic. Now guys, listen carefully also. You must avoid every unnecessary distraction so that you can give us a maximum attention to impact your life. Very, very important. When you are distracted, you may not be able to get the vital information that you need, or you may not be able to get the full understanding of what we teach here. So please avoid every unnecessary distraction. And if there be a part you do not understand as we teach, you can replay the video over and over again until it sink into your mental ability. And as well, if after you have watched the video over and over again, you still have not been able to figure out what we are doing, then you can make it clear at the comment section or privately message us on our email that you can see at the description below. So let's get started as we have now. This is another method of solving simultaneous equations. Now guys, what are the things I should know as a student? What are the things I should know as a teacher? What are the things I should know as a mathematician or as an upcoming mathematician? What are the things I should know about elimination method by subtraction? Now, for you to be able to use elimination method 1 by subtraction method, you must ensure that the two variables you have, one of the variables have equal coefficients. So to be able to eliminate one of the variables, because in this case of elimination, you decide on the variable you are to eliminate. Of course, you have two unknowns. So you will decide whether you are to eliminate the first unknown or the second unknown. So if I decide to eliminate the first unknown, I must ensure that the first unknown that I want to eliminate in equation 1 and equation 2 has the same coefficient. So if I made up my mind, now this is the first question that we have here now. If I made up my mind that I want to eliminate x, I must ensure that s in equation 1 has the same coefficient as x in equation 2. Exactly what we have here already. Now, but if for instance you do not have such case, you need to work it out by yourself by ensuring that the variable you want to eliminate have equal coefficient in both equations. Hope you heard me right. Yes, in both equations, the variable you have decided to eliminate, like I said, now you must decide first on the variable to eliminate, the unknown to eliminate. So if I decide to eliminate x, I must ensure that the coefficient of s in both equations are the same. So if they are not so, I must find my way out to make them the same. Then the same way, if I want to make the second term or the second variable the same formula, and they do not have equal coefficient in both equations, I need to also find my way out to make that variable in both equations have the same coefficient. Now, if this is understood, then we are good to go. Once you are able, now the next is, once you are able to make that choice of what to eliminate and you have successfully made their coefficient the same, you must now ensure that the sign between these two coefficients are equal and opposite. So if they are all positive, you need to introduce minus. This is where elimination by subtraction comes in. So you now need to introduce minus or a negative sign so that you can remove equation 2 from equation 1 or equation 1 from equation 2. So now let's get started. The board happens to be question number 4 because it's a continuation class, right? Now we are asked to solve 7x plus 5y is equal to 11. And equation 2 we have 7x. We have 7x minus 4y is equal to 29. Guys, what do we do here? The first thing we do is to pull down our equation. When we put down our equation, we have 7x plus 5y is equal to 11. We call this equation 1. Then we have 7x minus 4y is equal to 29. Then I call this equation 2. Then the next thing I'm quickly going to do is to now decide on the variable I want to eliminate. Which of the unknown? Of course, we have x and y. Do I want to eliminate x or do I want to eliminate y? Now, I want to eliminate x. So if I want to eliminate x, I will have to now come to equation 1 and ensure that the coefficient of x in equation 1 is exactly the same as that of equation 2. And based on the equation we are given here, the coefficient of x here is 7 and the coefficient of x here is 7. Then we don't have much work to do. Are we there? So if the coefficients are not the same, we need to now generate equation 3 and equation 4 by manipulating some values, which we will do in the next question. Are we there? So in this case now, all I need to do is to now ensure that the coefficients here are the same and they are equal and opposite now. But when I look at this now, this is plus 7 and this is also plus 7. All I just need to do now is to introduce the elimination line, then introduce minus. It's as simple as this. Now we have our way. We don't want to stress ourselves with y. Let's go with x. In fact, we'll be going with the first term, except otherwise. Alright? Now in this case, all I need to do now is to now have remove equation. So what we are doing now is once I introduce this line of elimination, I introduce this minus. What I'm going to say now is remove equation 2 from equation 1 or subtract equation 2 from equation 1. So we want to be subtracting equation 2 from 1. So all I need to do now is that I will first of all take the first term in equation 1, then minus the first term in equation 2. Then come here, which is plus 5, plus the first term in equation 1, minus minus. Now this is where you need to pay attention. Then you put that minus 4y. I am done. Then I come to equation 1 again. I have 11, then minus that in equation 2, 29. Hope this is clear, guys. Take the first term in equation 1, subtract equation 2 from it, the first term in equation 2 from it, which we have. Then take the first term in equation 1, subtract the second term in equation 2 from it also. Then take the first term in equation 1, the last term in equation 1, and also remove the last term in equation 2. If this is understood, then we are already making progress. So 7x minus 7x will cancel out. Of course, you don't even need to do this. You can just cancel it out here. But this is the first problem we are solving, and that's the reason why I just have to do it this way. Then this will have given us 5y. Minus times minus will give us plus y. So if you're already good with solving simultaneous equation by elimination, I don't need to introduce this step. All I need to do minus minus is plus already. Alright? But let's do it this way because I assume that we have beginners here and even professionals already, right? Mathematicians. Yeah, the next is what? To remove 29 from 11, which is not possible, but we are going to add a negative result. So when we remove 29 from 11, guys, we have this to be what? Minus 18. Then finally, we can add 4y to what? 5y. And this will have given us what? 9y is equal to minus 18. Now, at this point, guys, I need just y, not 9y. I need the coefficient of y to be 1. So what must I do to have that obtained? I just need to divide both sides by the coefficient of y, which is 9. Then I have y is equal to minus 18 over 9. Therefore, y is equal to now minus divided by plus. Don't forget that this is plus 9. Is minus 18 divided by 9 is 2. We are good to do. You are good to go. Now that we have successfully obtained the value of y, to get the value of s, you can make use of any of the equation. You can decide to use equation 1 or equation 2. Now let's use equation 1. So from equation 1, you can also find x, use equation 1. Now guys, what is equation 1? We have 7x plus 5y is equal to 11. Now we have 7x plus 5. Now guys, what's the value of y? The value of y is minus 2. So we now have 5 multiplied by minus 2 is equal to 11. Now we have linear equation. So this becomes 7x plus 5 times minus 2 plus 5 multiplied by minus 2 will have given us what? Minus 10. This is equal to 11. Now we need to collect like terms so that we can make 7s the subject of formula, where later we can make s subject of formula. So this would have given us 7x. Now, as we take the constant term from the left hand side to the right hand side, which is minus 10, it will automatically become plus 10. Now, this would have given us 7s is equal to 11 plus 10 is 21. And guys, at this point, we cannot leave our answer as 7s. We only need to find x. Therefore, we need the coefficient of s to be 1. And to have that obtained, all we need to do is to divide both sides by the coefficient of x. And to have that done, we have this as x is equal to 21 divided by 7. And x will have given us 3. So 21 divided by 7 is 3. Therefore, x is equal to 3 and y is equal to minus 2. This is the answer to this very question. And like I explained before, for you to validate whether this answer you have is correct, you want to be sure. Because sometimes when you write some exam, you are supposed to be confident enough that you do not make mistake, you are correct. So to validate whether you are correct, just pick one of the equations and substitute this value. So let's work with equation 1. So in equation 1, we have 7x plus 5y is equal to 11. The right hand side is equal to 11. Now, let's substitute the value of x and y to the left hand side and see whether, if we simplify it, it will turn out to be 11. Now, what is the value of x? X is 3. So I'm going to have 7 multiplied by 3 plus 5 multiplied by minus 2. Leaving the right hand side aside. Are we there? Because we already know the values there. We are not substituting anything at the right hand side. So we want to see whether this will give us 11. If it gives us 11, that means we are correct, because to every equation, the right hand side always equals to the left hand side. So your answer can prove otherwise. So if your answer proves otherwise, it means you are wrong. So if we are correct with the answers we have here, that the right hand side, that is already 11, must be equal to the left hand side. So when we substitute for x and y, we are expected to have 11. Otherwise, we are wrong. Now let's see if we have 11. So now, 3 multiplied by 7 would have given us what? 21. Now, plus 5 multiplied by minus 2 will give us minus 10. Now, 21 minus 10 is 11, which is equal to the right hand side. That is to say, this answer we just obtained is correct. This is it, guys. So, guys, we are quickly going to solve question number 5, which happens to be question number 2 under the first approach of elimination. So, see you guys as we begin to solve example 2. Now, guys, we have question number 5 on the board. We are asked to solve 3x plus 5y equal to 47 and 2x plus 3y is equal to 29. So this is our solution. Then let's repeat the questions. These are the pair of equations given. So we'll call this equation 1. Then this is 2x plus 3y. We'll call this one equation 2. So guys, don't forget that we are using elimination method, okay? Now, for elimination method, what are the first thing you do? The first thing you must do is to decide on the unknown you want to eliminate, because we have two unknowns. So I can decide to eliminate x or decide to eliminate y. It's a matter of choice, all right? Now, let's go with eliminating the first term. It will always be easier for you sometimes to just eliminate the first term, because most often the time, the first term always comes with positive, positive. The middle sign can change, all right? You can have negative here, have positive here, but most often the time, the first term always comes as positive. So it is easier to always make use of the first term or eliminate the first term. Are we there? It's a matter of choice. You can eliminate anyone, but let's go with the first. So now, what must I do to this equation here to be able to eliminate x? Now that I have decided I want to eliminate x, the next is I should ensure that the coefficient of s in both equations are the same. Now, when I look at the coefficient of x in equation 1 is 3, but when I look at the coefficient of x in equation 2 is 2. That means they are not the same. Then I cannot eliminate it. I can only eliminate x here when the coefficient of x here in equation 1 is exactly the same as the coefficient of s in equation 2. Hope this is clear. So if this is taken, what must I do to this? All I need to do is to multiply equation 1 by the coefficient of s in equation 2. Don't forget this. I want to make the coefficient to be the same. So now I will come to equation 1 and multiply the coefficient of equation 1 by the coefficient of equation 2. This is it. Alright? Then also, for equation 2, I will multiply it by the coefficient of equation 1. Hope this is taken. Yes. All you just need to do is to swap their coefficient. You multiply the coefficient of equation 1 by the coefficient of equation 2 and multiply the coefficient of equation 2 by that of equation 1. So all I do now is, when I multiply this equation by 2, I'm going to have 6x. When I multiply 5y by 2, I will have 10y. When I multiply 47 by 2, I will have 94. This will become equation 3. Because I explained earlier that anytime you are solving elimination, you deduce 2, 3, 4 equations. Alright, so we deduce equation 3 and 4 if their coefficients are not the same. Then now I am done multiplying everything in equation 1 by 2. I will come to equation 3 now, equation 2 now, and also multiply everything in equation 2 by the coefficient of s in equation 3, which happens to be 3. So if I multiply this guy by 3, I have 6. And if I multiply this guy by 3, we have 9y. If we multiply this guy by 3, we are going to have 67. So this is what we have. Then we will now call this equation 4. Now that we have successfully made the coefficient of x in both equation 3 and 4 the same, all we need to do now is to introduce the elimination line and introduce the elimination sign. Introduce the elimination line and introduce the elimination sign, which is the subtraction sign by subtraction. Are we there? So all I need to do now is to say this minus this cancels. Then I'll come here now in equation 1. So like I explained before in the first problem we solved, I made it clear that what we are doing here is that we are removing equation 4 from equation 3, the second equation from the first equation. So we are removing this equation out from this, so this will always come first. So I'm going to have this as plus 10y minus, which is this negative sign I introduced, 9y, because this is positive. Then equal to, I will come to equation, the first equation, which is 94. Then minus, which is this minus I introduced, this other one here. It's as simple as this. Now, when I remove y, 9y from 10y, we are going to have 1y. Now, when we equally remove 87 from 94, this would have given us 7. So the answer to this question, to y, is 7. We are done with this. You see that elimination method in some cases is very short, very short, very short. So we are done obtaining the value of y. So first is to ensure that you make the coefficient of x the same, since we have already decided to eliminate x. And once you've done that, then remove equation 2 from equation 1. Subtract equation 2 from equation 1. This minus this is what we have. Then this minus this is what we have. When we remove 9 from this, we have this. When we remove this from this, we have this. That's all we need to do now to find x is to substitute. So we say to find x, use equation 2. No, the first one we saw, we use equation 1. So let's use equation 2 here. You can use any equation, any one, you will have the same result. So this is 2x plus 3y is equal to 29. And of course, this is 2x plus, what's the value of y? The value of y is 7. So we are going to be multiplying 3 by 7 equal to 29. Then this will have given us 2x plus 3 multiplied by 7, we have 21 equal to 29. Now, at this point, we need to collect like terms. The constant term, we need to put them to the right hand side, right? So we therefore have 2x is equal to 29. Now, as plus 21 crosses, it becomes minus 21. Don't forget that any time any particular number crosses from the left hand side to the right hand side, the original sign must change to opposite sign. Then this will have given us 2x is equal to, when we remove 21 from 29, guys, this will have given us 8. Then finally, we cannot leave our answer having the coefficient of x greater than 1. So since we have coefficient of x to be 2, we simply divide both sides by 2. Therefore, we have this as x is equal to 8 divided by 2. Hence, we have s is equal to what? 4. Therefore, s is equal to 4 and y is equal to 1. And as usual, let's quickly validate whether we are correct. Let's pick equation 2 in this case. Equation 2, we have 2x. We want to check whether the answer we have is correct, plus 3y must be equal to 29. So let's substitute at the left hand side and see whether the result will turn out to be 29. So this would have given us 2 multiplied by x. The value of x is 4. Are we there? Yeah, the value of x is 4. Plus 3. The value of y is 7. Then equal to what? 29. Alright? Now when we multiply 2 by 4, we have this as 8. And when we multiply 3 by 7, we have this as what? 21. And when we add 21 to 8, we have 29, which is equivalent to the right hand side. Therefore, this answer we have is the actual value for this pair of equations. So we have one more question to solve in this video, which will be the question number 3. Number 6 on the board. Now we put down our solution. Still dealing with elimination method 1. Then we are asked to solve 3a minus 5b is equal to 11 and 4a plus 6b is equal to 60. Now we have this as equation 1 and we have this as equation 2. Now the next thing we are quickly going to do is to decide on the unknown that we are going to eliminate. Now, like I always say, let's always eliminate the first unknown, which always appears as positive. So I have decided now that I want to eliminate A. First step. I've made my choice to eliminate A, which is the first unknown. The next step is the coefficient of A the same in both equations? No. What must I do to make them the same? All I need to do is to multiply equation 1. I will come to equation 2 and pick the coefficient of A in equation 2, which happens to be 4. Then I come to equation 2, I pick the coefficient of A in equation 3, 1, which happens to be 3. As simple as this. Just swap their coefficient and multiply everything in that equation by that coefficient. So now, 4 multiplied by 3A, this will have given us 12A. Alright? The same way, 4 multiplied by minus 5b would have given us minus 20b. Equal to 11 multiplied by 4, this would have given us 44. This is equation 3. Then we will come to equation 2 and multiply everything by 3. So 3 multiplied by 4a, this will give us 12a. Then minus 6 multiplied by 3, we have 18b. Equal to 16 multiplied by 3, we have 48. This will give us equation 4. Now, at this point, we have successfully made the coefficient of A the same in both equations, whereby we have 12A and 12A in both equations. So now that their coefficients are the same, all I need to do is to introduce the elimination line and also introduce the elimination sign. This elimination sign I just introduced now is an indication of subtracting equation 2 from equation 1. So we are going to be removing equation 2 from equation 1 with respect to their terms. Are we there? So at this point now, I will remove 12a from 12a, which is 0. Then I will come to this. The first term here for b is minus 20b. Then put down this minus. Then the next term in equation 2 is minus 18b. You see it? Then is equal to, we come to equation 3 now. We have 44. Then put down this subtraction sign and put what down 48. It's as simple as this. So first, we have minus 20b. Put down minus 20b. Then put down this subtraction sign we introduced, which is this. And the other term in equation 4 is minus 18b. So we decide to put it in bracket because the influence of this, we have a change in the sign. Then equal to, take the first term here, which is 44, minus, which is this negative sign you introduced, the next term in the fourth equation. This is it. The next we quickly do is to have this as minus 20, minus 20b. Now minus times minus will give us plus 18b. Is equal to 44 minus 48 will give us minus 4. Now guys, minus 20b plus 18b will give us minus 2b, which will give us minus 4. And at this point, I just need to find the value of b. So I need to divide both sides by the coefficient of b. And the coefficient of b here happens to be -2. Therefore, I have b is equal to -4 over -2. Therefore, b is equal to 2. Now, minus divided by minus is plus, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So this is the answer to b. The next thing we are quickly going to do is to find a. And to find a, you can make use of any of the equation. Now, let's make use of equation 1. So to find a, which is the first term, use equation 1. And what do we have in equation 1? We have 3a minus 5b is equal to 11. And now this will give us 3a is equal to -5. 3a minus 5 multiplied by, what's the value of b we obtain? The value of b is positive 2. So put that 2 is equal to 11. Now we need to multiply out this, and we have this as 3a. Now, minus 5 times 2, we have -10 is equal to 11. Now the next thing we are quickly going to do is to collect like terms. And this we are giving us 3a is equal to 11. When -10 crosses from the left hand side to the right hand side, it becomes +10. Now 3a would have given us 21. And we are not supposed to stop here because the coefficient of a is greater than 1. And what must we do to reduce the coefficient of a to be 1? We need to divide both sides by the coefficient of a, which happens to be 3. So we divide both sides by 3. Then we have a is equal to 21 divided by 3. And 21 divided by 3, guys, this will have given us 7. Therefore, a is equal to 7. Therefore, a is equal to 7 and b is equal to 2. Now, guys, as usual, to be able to validate whether the answer that we have here is correct, all we just need to do is to pick any of the equations. So let's use equation 2, which is 4a minus 6b is equal to 16. Now, the right hand side of this equation is 16. That is to say, if we substitute the value of a and b to the left hand side, we are equally going to have 16 for this equation to be true or for the answer we obtain to be correct. So let's check that very quickly. Now here we are going to quickly have this as 4 multiplied by the value of a, which happens to be 7. Then minus 6 multiplied by the value of b, which happens to be 2. Now 4 multiplied by 7 is 28. Minus 6 multiplied by 2 is 12. Now when we remove 12 from 28, we have 16, which is equivalent to the right hand side. That is to say, the answer we obtain is correct. So as you are trying to gain mastery over simultaneous equation, you must ensure that at any time you have answer, just impute those values you have into any of the equation and see whether what you have at the left hand side will be equal to the right hand side, because to every equation, the right hand side always equals to the left hand side. And if you find this true with the values you have, guys, you are 100% correct. So see you guys in the next video, where we'll be using elimination method 2. Elimination method 2. So guys, if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do consider subscribing to this YouTube channel and ensure that you turn on the post notification button so that anytime we release mind-blowing content, you will be notified. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and make your necessary comments, and ensure that you follow us in all of our social media platforms, where we are also adding values to all our animations. So please be part of all our social medias impact that we make across the globe. Don't forget to always represent us anywhere in the world. Love you. Thanks for watching.